G'day folks, and welcome to WoT Tanks with the Magnificent Margon. Now this little beauty popped up in my garage as of recently to basically go around with the WoT Tanks extravaganza that's happening at the moment. I played one battle in it. Only did that just because I was trialing different things. It's not too bad. 50% cruise. Probably not very helpful for the little Type 97 Tiki. So all in all, not too bad. As you can see, Wargaming has done a new garage. Now this is fantastic. I love it. Like, you got your warehouse still behind us there. That was where we used to be, but now the doors are open. We're outside, and like, I keep trying to zoom out. I just want to look at more of this. This is, as I said, this is amazing. Like, you've got the world of the Wargaming flag, you got World of Tanks, you got World of Warplanes, and you got the World of Warships as well flag up there. And it's amazing. Like, you got the hangar over here, the runway for the aircraft, the Navy ships in the background, as well as the tanks here. Now, to what I know, the closed beta testing has opened up for the warships, so, and which is going to be amazing once they release the curfews and allow people to actually see what it's like to play all the warships. I can't wait for it. Now, I haven't done a video for a long time. Must admit, I must say, I'm sorry. I've been very, very busy. So much so I haven't even been able to really get to play tanks or anything in general. It's been quite disappointing. Other points I might point out as well while I think about it is the fact of 9.2. Well, I should probably give you reasons why. It's mostly family related. My mother-in-law went in the hospital Saturday night, so I was not be able to play at all on Saturday or do a lot of other things. So yeah, must apologise, but yeah, sorry. And I haven't done anything all last week because I just got caught with work and other things, and it made it very difficult for me to do any YouTube videos whatsoever, as I was just so tired coming home from work. I just couldn't do anything. So they're my apologies to people who have subscribed to my channel, along with other people who do watch it. Now, I do apologise, my E75 video was crap. I think I did say that from the start, that this wasn't a very great battle. It was pretty terrible. But I wanted to share Kaz's first battle in it to show how terrible it can be. Now, he got picked down, as I said, many times by SPGs, and that's just the way it goes. Now, with 9.2, we all know, if you've read the patch notes, a lot of big changes happened. Strongholds came in, which is basically like the garrisons for WoW, if you know a bit about garrisons. Same sort of concept, basically. New feature, observatory node. Now, I don't know what observatory mode is. Is it in here? No, I don't know. Team Battle's still there, platoon. Historical's been taken out for this patch, just because it hasn't been working, so Wargaming's obviously looking into that. Wonder what observatory mode is. Well, this is the strongholds mode. Who knows? I'll figure it out at some point down the track. I'm sure of that. New HT rendered. We have the IS. I actually do have the IS as one of my tanks. It's not a pre-selected tank. So let's just go into here quickly, have a quick squiz at it, make it a bit easier for myself. IS. I do enjoy it, but I do play my IS every now and then. So let's have a look at this new HD rendered IS. Definitely can see a difference in that. You just look at the detail on it. That looks cool. I do like that. I love how with the HD rendered tanks you see all the tracks drop down. If we go to KV1S, yeah, the tracks drop. They still look very rigid, whereas on the IS they've still got a fair bit of play, and the tracks just look amazing. The detail they go to in the high definition rendered tanks is brilliant. Now I don't have the SU-100. I do have the Stug 3, however. Let's go to the German, and that's the Stug 3 Austin G. This is the one I play with at the moment because I'm grinding it. Wow, that looks cool. A little bit more boxy in the front here, though. I don't remember it ever having that such a big play on the front. Maybe I imagined it. Where's the other one? Where's my other Stug? There it is, the B. Oh no, there is. It's just I didn't notice it as much. There you go. It did have a big plate on the front of it. Wasn't really paying attention at the time, but looking at all the big rivets and stuff holding this thing together, it wasn't really welded. It was more riveted, as you can see. So, particularly the front area. Along with that is the Churchill one. Now I do have the Churchill one, and I actually really want to try out particularly the Churchill one. To what I know, what they've actually done to this tank is they've made it slightly longer as well to follow more of a historical thing. So I think side scraping wise, this could actually be very interesting to play with now. Being a little bit longer, it might have a little bit more of an opportunity to be a bit stronger in side scraping, particularly in city battles and stuff like that. It already is not a bad tank in general. Whole armor wise, 77 on the front, 63 sides and 50 back, so that could be very interesting to see. Turret armor, 88 pretty well all round, so it's not terribly great with the turret, but the hull is pretty tough nonetheless. So it will be interesting to see that. Now, I did briefly have a look around. I couldn't believe when I noticed this, that the Churchill 7's frontal armour is a little bit weaker than the Churchill 1, which caught me off guard at the time. So I'm actually looking forward to getting back into this and seeing the tracks eat shots and stuff again. Now, all in all, this is not about really the different things that have changed. New awards and stuff, they had map changes, different tank changes happen. The VK45s I think is probably the one that I'm going to be more interested in to see how it goes now. They've changed different things on tanks, different armaments and stuff. You can go through all the patch notes on the website. I will put a link in it, along with there was map changes too. Yeah, map changes to Prohovoka, El Haluf, Airfield and Koromin. They did Scarce Valley, Cliffs, Sand River, Hidden Village, Erlenberg, all got different changes. There's a whole heap of different things. I will link in the description below all the map changes and stuff, but I just love this new garage. I think this is a garage I could get used to seeing. It's magical. Like, I really want to get out there on those things, but hey, tanks does me just fine at the moment. So anyway, I'm actually going to, and I promised it last week in the 75 video, I would actually show you my Crusader video that I played with Kaz, that I feel was a very strong and great battle. So I'm actually going to go over to this one and show you this tonight. Now this is going to be a slightly longer video, but yeah, you'll enjoy this one. I know I did. Alrighty then guys, as you can see we're on, what map is this? Redshire. I can't believe I didn't realise that straight away. I'm with Kaz, as you can see, and he's in his Crusade. Now, we actually looked at this. Now, what is the match? 52%. Now, it's a pretty even battle, this one. Kaz and I were very, very much concerned heading into this battle. Now, we always go down to what we call as the rat run mode. It's always been known as the rat run for both of us for quite a long time now, this down in the one line over here. And being in light tanks, we sort of thought, well, we can get into positions that we find work for us the best. We've had some pretty good games in this Crusader. absolutely enjoy it immensely. It is a great tank to be in. Only thing is, it's just, it doesn't perform at times how we would hope it would. Now, normally light tanks zerg off to the front of the match and pretty well try to do whatever they can and get themselves killed all the time. And Kaz and I are very much opposed to that. We find it's safer for us to get into positions that we're comfortable in. Now, we're not really comfortable, but more or less know we can keep our tanks right to the end, because normally light tanks have fairly decent fire rate on them. Now we've got someone in that cap circle. I can't remember who. Now there's two people in the cap circle. It's PZ4D has been spotted by the Chino. We've also got the VK30H over behind the circle. The DW's there and a few other things, so we're pretty confident. Now, I've said to Kaz, I'm going to move up. He's watching the Rat Run road, and I decided I'm going to move up on this hill over to where the M5 Stewart is, and try and give a bit more support. We're in a very difficult position. No one really went aggressive on the circle. KB1's there. He can hold up for a bit, but there's no one really spotting this flank. So the M5 Stewart was doing it, and I've decided it's time for me to move up carefully into these bushes, and get into a position where I can be of use to my team to spot and to shoot, if necessary, at different targets. Now Kaz is still down the Rat Run road, which is fine. Now I can just get the back of the DW2 if I can find him again. Now I have got nothing on him, really. Tiniest of shots. But I'm more or less here scoping out. Now I'm probably not spotting as much as I could, unlike the M5 Stewart. I probably could have moved up a bit closer in hindsight, but as soon as I go across, particularly here, this little valley point, I would get spotted trying to duck across in the forest. And I'd say that that's what happened to the M5 Stewart. He probably darted across there, got spotted by whoever, and was shot for it. Kaz has now moved up into the circle area, because there's plenty of guys in that Rat Run just sitting there, well, snoozing, as we both called it. And I've looked at the cap points now and gone, we're in trouble. We're in a lot more trouble than anything else. No one's in the cap circle, no one's defending it. And this is where I've said time to get some balls. I need to be the light tank. I've loaded a HE up, and I just had to take this gamble, and I drove deliberately up here. The KV1, he's definitely seen me, but someone had to make the move, and I said to Kaz, I'm going. And I just came over, I bounced a shot, I've taken a shot, fired a HE at him, rammed him, but we've reset the cap. And that's the difference. It had to be done. This is the defining moment of the battle. We've reset, we've given ourselves a huge advantage now. Kaz got some wonderful shots into those guys, and was able to reset the cap point. He's now been able to move, get a bit more breathing distance, and work with this KV1. And I've been able to now call the targets out, basically, so they're able to become a little bit stronger. Kaz and him now are in a different position. They've allowed them a bit more freedom. Now the Type 34 over in our base, yeah, he's causing a lot of headaches, but as long as Kaz can keep these guys spotted, our scumbag that is left, he can actually finish them off. And that's basically got us in a secure position. Now the KV1 is in the circle, our KV1 is climbing over. Kaz is going around, and I've been telling him right now that the KV1 is focusing on each other, but now he's in a location where, and he was lucky there that the KV1 in front of him ate the shot, so he can fire a couple of rounds. I think it's 3 rounds by memory before the KV1's reload. He had to get out of there, cover his butt, and the KV1 still hasn't got anything. And this is great. This is that defining moment where the battle changed. And as much as I could say it was because of me, in hindsight, not only was it the move that I made, but everyone managed to enterprise off it. And that's the whole point of that strategy. I had to take the gamble. I had to get in there, sacrifice my tank to allow Kaz the chance to penetrate and basically win this battle for us. And that's what I mean. Like, it looked very much like the red team had won this to both of us. And I'm sitting there and I panicked and I freaked out and went, no, this is not cool. This is not what I need. This is not what I want. I don't want to lose this one, and I had to take the gamble, and I did, and it paid off. It actually paid off in this one situation, and that's the difference I've found. Sometimes light tanks can be useful in that regard. As much as I didn't get to finish the battle off, and Kaz had an incredible finish to this battle. He got some very good damage. It's just a pity that this Hertzer did get him in the end, I think, by memory. Was it the Hertzer that got him? I think he went a little bit man mode, and I'm pretty sure the Hertzer got him, or it was a scumbag shotgun him or something. Might have been the shotgun. The shotgun by the scumbag. And yep, shotguns. And that's the way it goes sometimes. It's the risk you take, and I think Kaz sort of said to me, I shouldn't have done that. That was stupid. But that's the way it goes. But nonetheless, as you can see, one move changed that battle. Now, I see a lot of silliness in light tanks. A lot of silliness. Where you see people run around, particularly in the M5 shorts, they run around and do stupid things and die in the first 2 minutes of a game. Admittedly, it has happened to Kaz and myself. We push up a little bit too far, get away from our support, and we get killed. And that's basically what it is. It's not stupidity, but it's more or less just not thinking and not using your tank to your advantage. Yes, you are a scout. Yes, you are the light tank of the army. But your tank in the last dying minutes of a battle can be what can save and win a battle. Now, I could have quite easily run up the rat run, been out of position, been in the poor position, and not been able to utilise that position that I was in to come over that hill and basically frazzle the enemy into a different position, allowing Kaz to reset the cap and us to win this battle quite convincingly. In the end, well, not convincingly, but win it in a very nice way. So guys, all I can say is don't sacrifice your tanks. I see it too often, and it frustrates me all the time because that's why we lose. So the idea is to keep your tank alive. If you can keep it alive, you can make the difference in those moments of change or the tipping point in a battle, and that's what I did in this battle. I took the gamble. Kaz utilised the gamble that I took. We were able to win out of that little sacrifice I made, and that's all it was. So guys, look, I can't say much else. Like that's pretty much the way it goes. I hope you've enjoyed this one. It is a little bit better. Not much damage, but I was able to sacrifice my tank for the purpose of winning the battle, and it was great. I loved it, and that's basically it. It was just a brilliant game for me, and this is probably one of the better ones I've played with this Crusader, outside of the historical battles that I've done in it. So guys, outside of that, look, hope you've enjoyed this. I know my U75 was crap. This is pretty well how I like to play. I like to play just on a little bit of the edge, where I can take the gamble when I need to, and hopefully it pays off and my team can utilise that gamble and play to win, basically. So guys, outside that, enjoy your gaming. I always enjoy mine, and I encourage you to enjoy yours. If you enjoy yours, you'll become a better player, and that's the only thing that I know. I've started enjoying tanks, and when I don't enjoy it, that's when I start to have bad games, and I start to not enjoy it, and I just don't play well. So enjoy your games, guys. Happy hunting. I'll catch you on that battlefield.